Hi, everybody, and welcome to Keeneland Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's take a look at the opening race at Keeneland on Sunday. Obviously, 4.5 furlongs. It's a maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies. And Nicole, the biggest surprise to me for the entire Keeneland meeting is that Wesley Ward, the perennial leading trainer in these races, has been shut out thus far.
Yeah, it's really quite surprising, especially with some of these horses that he sent out that we look at and we say, hey, with the workout pattern, with the trainer pattern, with the likely intent of the connections, these horses are intended to win, and some of them are running well, and some of them are just favorites who are being run down in the stretch, as was the case yesterday. I think, Ward's got a terrific guard of 2-year-olds. We'll see a couple more here. He's going to break through sooner or later. The question is just when. I mean, we talk all the time about the domination of guys like Wesley Ward in these races, but that is why they run the races.
Our sponsor, Spendthrift, is represented by the 7 Jamaican Traffic. That filly is by the Spendthrift Stallion Cross Traffic. Let's take a look at this field in program number order, beginning with the number 1, Party Next Door, who will break for post position 2. Party Next Door by the solid stallion Daredevil. The dam was a sprint winner.
Yeah, and this one, seems to have inherited some of that precocity. Shows a bullet work at the Thoroughbred Center. We talk all the time about how important speed away from the gate is in these 4.5 furlong races. Daredevil, his foals really came on, I think, as 3-year-olds last year, his first crop. But that said, he was a Grade 1 winning 2-year-old himself.
Party Next Door's coupled entry mate will start right next door in post position 3. The number 1A Brash, one of 2 fillies in the race by sire Verrazano. Verrazano doesn't do very well with first-time starters, only 5% with 2-year-old debuters. But this filly is a half to a stakes-winning dirt sprinter, and the third dam, Capote Bell, won the test.
Yeah, Capote Bell was a very nice filly. You certainly do see some durability in this family with Born in Nixa. Verrazano, though, is a very versatile horse, a great and Group 1 performer on both dirt and turf. We see that the dam won on synthetic. I'm wondering if this one might prefer another surface in the future. I definitely prefer, I think, her entry mate in this spot.
Breaking from the rail is the number 2, My Girl Steve, by the rock-solid stallion Trap Shot. The dam was okay as a 2-year-old. She was stakes placed on the turf, and she's a half-sister to a juvenile stakes-winning dirt sprinter. Couple of quick workouts, she'll have to break sharp from the rail.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do like seeing that work pattern on her, considering the draw. Trap Shot by Tappet, whose sons in general have done very well with their 2-year-olds. He's really an emerging sire of juvenile sires.
The number 3 is Diva Dixie. This is an anchor-down filly, a half-sister to Greg's Diva, who is a juvenile stakes-placed turfer, a $33,000 weanling, a $25,000 yearling. There is some class in this family. So far, the anchor-downs have done okay from limited opportunities.
Yeah, from limited opportunities. He's another son of Tappet, another one with miler-type speed. As we said, he's had the limited opportunities. He bloomed a little bit late himself. I expect these to be quick horses, but to continue improving a little bit with a little bit more distance, say 6 to 7 furlongs.
And this one's trained by John Hancock, who has had success with 2-year-old first-time starters in these short sprints at Keeneland during the spring meet. Up next is the first of the 2 Wesley Ward-trained runners, the 4, Chi-Town Lady, also by Verrazano. The dam was multiple stakes placed. The second dam was a multiple stakes-winning dirt sprinter. And perhaps most importantly for Ward, there are no John Ennis-trained first-time starters in here to face.
Yeah, John Ennis has... really, we're kind of topsy-turvy here. We talk all the time about how Ward likes to win first time out. The Ennis horses tend to do better with a start, and it's been the opposite at this meeting so far. Getting back to Chi-Town Lady, I'm going to perhaps prefer the other Wesley Ward horse in this spot. We talked a little bit about Verrazano and sort of his proclivities. That said, it's a pretty solid female family under Chi-Town Lady.
Nice pedigree for the number 5, Paulina, also trained by Wesley Ward. This is a Stone Street homebred by Frosted, who already has a 2-year-old debut winner at this meeting. Paulina is a half to the Black-Eyed Susan winner, Keen Pauline. She's a half to a stakes-winning dirt sprinter, so a nice combination of speed and stamina in this pedigree.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Frosted has really done well with his second crop of 2-year-olds at this meet. He had a very impressive opening day winner who we'll actually get to in a moment with a couple of fillies coming out of that race. He also had a good third place finisher the other day. Frosted's first crop, who are now 3-year-olds, I really thought they came on more in the fall of their 2-year-old year and into this season. His second crop of 2-year-olds has really come out firing early, and perhaps that's a reflection of the mares he got in his second book versus his first, perhaps a little more juvenile ability in here. But I think this one, has a chance to be another good runner by Frosted for Wesleyan Ward and Stone Street Stables.
Number 6 is Tranquil Times, a $1,000 yearling by Firing Line, who is still seeking his first debut winner. The dam, though, a half to several black-type earners, including the Remsen winner, Brooklyn Nick. The second dam was a juvenile graded stakes-winning dirt sprinter, so there is some precocity and ability on the bottom of this pedigree. I wonder if this one, however, may need a race.
I think so, especially considering how the Firing Lines have run. To succeed here, this one would really have to lean on the precocity in that female family. Firing Line was a really physically impressive horse who ran some very nice races. I think he has a chance from limited opportunities to be a solid racehorse sire. But that being said, they don't seem like run-early types to date.
Our final two entrants for our Sunday Keeneland Baby race, presented by Spendthrift. We have Jamaican Traffic, the 7, Baytown Valley Girl, the 8. Both of these horses wheeling back on 9 days' notice after debuting earlier in the meet. Jamaican Traffic by Spendthrift Stallion Cross Traffic is out of a Grade 1 stakes-placed sprinter on synthetic from the family of Stop Traffic, and she had to benefit from the experience, I think. She was running on a little bit at the end. She was very green. She didn't change leads. I think she should improve.
Well, both of these horses coming out of that opening day maiden, won by that nice Frosted filly who I really have circled as, perhaps a filly to watch down the line. Both of these horses coming out of that maiden should improve off the experience. We talk all the time about experience counts. This is the first chance this season to use that angle. We talk all the time about how important the start is, and both of these fillies kind of got away from the gate a little bit troubled and should improve off the experience. Jamaican Traffic kind of had a slow start, ran on to be 6th on opening day. She's by Cross Traffic, who was the leading freshman sire a couple of years ago for Spendthrift with Jaywalk in his first crop, a champion filly, so he can certainly sire a nice 2-year-old.
And Baytown Valley Girl is by first crop stallion Klimt, the winner of the Del Mar Futurity, a solid enough family. I think this one will also improve with the experience, has to deal with an outside post and a potentially wide trip.
Yeah, certainly with that, kind of single turn in these races. She was 8th on opening day after veering at the start, again running greenly. Hopefully she gets away from the gate a little bit better. I will mention I'm not that concerned about these horses coming back that quickly. They weren't like up close to a blinding pace or anything like that. These 4.5 furlong races are so short. It's essentially kind of an extended workout, a little bit of afternoon schooling, if you will. So I'm not that concerned about horses coming back on short rest, sort of at this point in their careers. And Klimt, I do expect to be a good 2-year-old sire emerging at this point. As you mentioned, he was a Grade 1 winning 2-year-old himself by Quality Road.
Let's take a look at our top selections for Sunday's Keeneland Baby race presented by Spendthrift. Nicole, you're going with the Spendthrift sired filly, Jamaican Traffic.
I am, and I am going with the experience counts angle here. I think she'll move forward off that first experience for trainer John Hancock, who we mentioned is very savvy with these 2-year-olds. 8-1 on the morning line. Of course, watch the board on Sunday as we lead up to this race. And behind her, I will use one of the Wesley Ward fillies and, kind of play around with a couple of others. I do think this is a pretty wide open race. We wound up using some of the same horses, but in a different manner, Dan.
Have to respect the Ward train runners, obviously. I'm going to go with the other John Hancock train runner, the first-time starter, Diva Dixie. I've liked what I've seen from the Anchor Downs thus far. A couple of quick, short blowout breezes for this race. Diva Dixie will be my top selection in our Sunday Keeneland Baby race, and our Keeneland Baby race all spring long. They will be presented by Spendthrift.